Hey guys, welcome back to Musings with Maverick channel. Maverick here with another episode of BEASTARS Season 2. So, last episode, that was epic, wasn't it? With Louis revealed as the new leader of the Leo group. Oh my god, I love that development. And, it just fits his personality. I want to see much more of what he can actually do, especially behind the scenes and all that. I do love this kind of development and this kind of story. Now, with that said, though, I think, it's quite apparent that we're going to be focusing a bit more on Legosi. He is the main character after all. So, I don't know. I think he'll be a few more episodes before we get back to Louis' story. But hey, I am always going to be excited for that. In the meantime, well, let's just get into the episode and see what Legosi has to do to further catch the perpetrator of the murders. Alright, so, even though the opening is still at the opening, I think we can just watch through it because it'll be easier for you guys to sync the videos as well. So, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. And don't get me wrong, I do love this song. It's just that normally I like to cut them out so that, there's not really much for me to comment on here, right? And I highly doubt you guys want to hear me sing. Well, seriously, this is a much better song than Running for the Night. No, that's a little bit too high. I mean, back in Season 1, I don't think the opening ever changed, right? The endings changed, not the openings. Dun 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 dun. Oh man, that last part with the electro, nice. Alright, into the episode. That is certainly cryptic. Wouldn't it be funny if at the end of all, it's actually a herbivore that killed Tim? Hmm? Who are you? Oh, a new member? The hell? I guess that's supposed to be like an ikemen? You know, one of those hot dudes. Oh. Oh, going back to. Boom. Yep. Hey, so we are actually getting a lot more of this Louis story as well. I guess due to their social structure. Yeah. And just a bunch of hooligans. Hmm. Wait, so it wasn't Luis's idea? What? Hmm? He's... I mean, if we are going by democracy, if we do go by democracy, I mean, it's certainly opposed, right? I cer- They got a lot more into this storyline than I thought. But yeah, it kind of makes sense, right? We have to know like what Louis actually did in order to become the boss. And here I was thinking he actually had this big master plan. Because it's unnatural for you. Just like it's unnatural for the carnivores as well. I would certainly want to eat that. What would actually happen if a deer ate meat? This dude. Out of all the okay, that's definitely a pretty and yeah, a new member. Uh Peanut. This dude. Because they're missing Louis. This dude. Oh my god. look at the, look at his mouth over there. This dude.
とちゃんと話したかったから。容疑者なのは俺も同じだよ。狼だから。ここにいるみんながテムを食った可能性を否定できない。そうでしょ？だからこそ、肉食への疑念を晴らしたいなら、今すべきことは、日々装飾の演劇部員を守るということです。これが第一。
What? This dude. look at there.
こいつが正しい。お前は言葉よりも行動の方がよっぽど説得力あるじゃんか。え？あのウサギとお泊まりしたんだろ？俺たちが今興味あるのはただ一つ。
Why does everybody know about this? Rather than carnivore talk, this is more, you know, guys talk. Oh, that's good. Yeah.
なんだお前、やってないんか。いいか、どっちにしてもお前らのわけないだろ。戦童貞でも生きていけるほど。
I agree. Mm.
装飾銃全体を気に入ることで発散してないか。テムの事件やルイ先輩が退部したこと、師匠はよく知らないけど、お前の思い、女子高生にはちと重い気がするぜ。
Now this is the voice of reason. I mean, what he's trying to do is not bad, but he needs to separate these two things, right? Come on, dig it out of him. Is he gonna smell? Oh no, wait, he has a stuffy nose right now.
俺と彼女の体格差を思い知るために、むしろどこかで嬉しい気持ちも湧いてくる。これからも俺なら守れるよ、この子。信仰なんかじゃない。きちんとボスとして彼女を見ている。
Don't ruin the mood, Legosi. Is something gonna happen right at this point? Do you just shut? Why'd you have to? Oh my god. Talk about a mood breaker. Ah, but that's just Legosi, right? I mean, that's actually never mind. You know, Actually, I agree with Legosi here, right? He doesn't want things to get complicated. But he's definitely going about, like, the starting point is okay, but the actions, right? I can't quite remember. Actually, have we gone through this? Like how Legoshi basically comes to conclusions on his own without asking like the feelings of others? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, and who is this? All right. And I don't think we have a new song. So, I'll see you guys after this. Man, oh man, all this drama. So, we actually do have a lot of development on Lewis's side. Although I guess you can't really say development, it's more going to the past and, letting us know what actually happened throughout those few months. Because at the last episode, right, when Louis showed up, we can certainly see that he's fitting into that role very, very well as the boss of the Shishigumi group, the Leo group, right? He's an absolute boss now, and he's basically whipping the subordinates into shape here. And so now to see that contrast, and this is already a few months later, right? Seeing a few months ago what happened that night at the headquarters and how Louis actually became the boss, that kind of surprised me because it certainly occurred in a way that I was not quite expecting. I wasn't expecting someone within the group to just be like, hey, let's just have him as a leader or something like that, right? It is indeed quite interesting to me that someone would actually do that and instead not use that opportunity to basically fight among themselves and try to gain the boss position, right? I know I'm thinking about it, but so lions with prides of lions, they normally go through the same thing, right? I do know that they travel in packs, right? And there's usually a leader, the strongest male within the pack, and so they do. I can't quite remember. Is it gorillas only that do this, or the lions do the same thing, right? Where you challenge the leader, and if you win, and then you will become the new leader of the pack or something like that. So I do kind of wonder if they're sort of drawing parallels to the real life animals with the Shishigumi group by saying, hey, because they are a bunch of lions, Louis killed their leader, he's the leader now, right? Or something of that sort, right? Maybe some parallels from that, but I certainly wasn't expecting. So here's the thing. So originally I was like, hey, this is how Louis became the leader. That's kind of lame. He was only there because some of the other guys within wanted to utilize him as as PR, basically as public relations, getting and doing it for the kicks of it, right? An herbivore leading a group of carnivores, and yet. After that, the fact that one of his trials was actually to directly eat meat as an herbivore, that was quite metal, right? And I do love that kind of development. And kudos to Louis for actually going through with all of that. And that actually got me wondering, right? Because I was thinking, so I'm pretty sure that if an herbivore was starving, they probably would eat anything that was put in front of them. Although it might be they might get sick or something like that because they're unaccustomed to it. But after thinking about it a little more, I have heard many cases where where animals voluntarily eat meat and whatnot. I mean, herbivore animals, anyways. And the two examples I'm thinking of already that really left an impression on me is actually eating offspring, right? If I recall, mice and rabbits, right? They are known to have this kind of behavior that not necessarily because. Well, I guess sometimes because they are starting, although I'm not quite sure on the details of it, but I do recall that there are many cases where rabbits eat their offspring and mice eat their offspring as well, right? So we do have that as examples, and I'm sure, as I said before, many animals, if they are starving, you probably will find a way to survive by eating meat, right? So I'm sure that's, it's not biologically impossible or anything. Would they ever prefer it? Probably not. Although, looking at the more theatric side of things, you could always say, this is a herbivore that developed the taste for meat, or something of that sort, right? Like, who knows? Maybe that's actually going to go through with Louis and whatnot. Maybe it'll fundamentally change him. Don't really know, right? Although that would be kind of weird as well. And I do kind of feel... it is interesting, right? The carnivores are basically, the other lions are basically saying, hey, welcome to our world, try to understand things from our perspective and whatnot. And I do think that's kind of a nice sort of development, right? Though, again, I don't know. I highly doubt that Louis will develop a fondness for meat or anything, but hey, certainly crazier things can happen. So that's that, and we'll put that aside for now. Then talking about Legosi, right? And, the entire situation. The school life is really a realistic school life kind of feel. I think, it's just like the guys talking, cracking jokes, and being like, hey, did you get with the girl, or did you score, or something like that, right? There were a few interesting moments in terms of the dialogue, right? And it really gets you thinking. Like, for instance, the part where Legosi was basically being accused of projecting his feelings for herbivores onto Haru, right? Now, at that point, I said, hey, that's a good point there. But thinking about it a little bit more, I think that's worded a little bit incorrectly. My interpretation of the situation is that, Legosi's feelings as a carnivore and versus his attitude versus herbivores, and his love for Haru. I do believe they are separate, right? As Legosi said at the end there, he truly believes that he loves Haru just as a male and female. However, I do think that his attitude towards carnivores and herbivores as a whole is sort of affecting his relation with Haru and the actions that he chooses to do, the actions he takes, etc., right? So I do feel that, even though I still feel like that sentence is correct, albeit maybe not in the manner which they thought, right? So it's not a causation and effect. It's not a cause and effect kind of thing, but rather it's because Legosi harbors these two kinds of feelings at the same time that it's complicating things, including at the very end there with him talking to Haru and then making decisions on his own and not really talking this out and getting the whole perspective, right? Because Legosi has his own beliefs, he has his own way of viewing things, and so that's just the route that he's going to take, right? Now, then again, I don't particularly blame him for choosing to at that moment, right, stop and say, so how do you feel about your old love, right? Because I do kind of feel that there's two ways to go about this, right? I do feel that if I were in the same position, I would probably be asking that as well, because I certainly wouldn't want to be like the second fiddle, the backup to the real love who conveniently at this time is missing, right? We want to get those things straight and out in the open, right? Now, then again, there are still two philosophies to go about this. One is, you still have harboring feelings for him. Well, don't worry, I'm going to get together with you and make sure that you don't love him anymore and you love me instead, right? That is more of the more aggressive type of guy of love. And then there's obviously this other type, which is like, if you still have harboring feelings for that dude, well, suit yourself, right? You gotta make a decision which side you're going to choose, which side you're going to pick, and that's that, right? And come back to me when you've made your decision, and so on and so forth. So you can't really say what position is more correct. Relationship things can get a bit messy if there are lingering feelings and whatnot. I've certainly experienced it in my life as well, you know, in real life, my relationships and whatnot. So I do think it's a good idea to get these things out in the open and resolve them before going any further, right? But yeah, I do love the realism that's being depicted in this anime. You know, how good of a parallel it has with real life situations. I mean, that is one of the strong points of this anime. The fact that, again, the entire, you know, racial kind of things is sort of microcosm to this current day society, you know, with prejudice, racism, and political correctness, you know, all this stuff jumbled together, and it's just even better when the events that they do are kind of close to real life as well. Except for, you know, the killing the mafia boss and then taking over the mafia kind of thing. But hey, that is entertainment, right? Alright, that's it for episode 15. Thank you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.